Alright guys, this is Travis Tackett's top 32 Battlin Boxer deck profile at the Knoxville Regional last Saturday. So yeah, here we go.
What up, people? So, yeah, I took Boxer's top 32. A lot of people have been asking me for my deck, so here it is. First, start with Triple Glassjaw. Bread and potatoes of your deck. Basically, he sets up all your grave combos. Headgeared, 3 of him as well. He's an on-theme Foolish on legs, and he can take an attack. Why wouldn't you run him? 3 switch hitter. Monster Reborn on legs. Makes Lady Oak. Makes stupid Lady Oak loops with Glassjaw. 2 Spar, only 2 of him. You can play around his battle phase restriction by doing him in the main phase too. But other than that, he's a really good card to have first turn when you're not going to have battle phase anyways. Hand Traps, 2 Max C, 2 Veiler. Max C shuts down down dragons all day. Veiler, of course, is good for anything. Plus, you can use it as a tuner if you really need to. 2 Blasters, pop all the things. You usually won't be summoning this too much unless you're in a really bad position anyways. But he's really good for his pops, especially if he has Switch Hitter in hand. 2 Mask Chameleon helps you make synchro plays really hard and makes that Crimson Blader, which is a godsend this format. Plus, Scrap Yoke is OP. Just saying. And 2 Photon Thrasher, really good first turn as well. Kind of dead late game, so I tend to side him out. But he's another Mask Chameleon target as well.
I have a question. Why no counterpunch?
No counterpunch for 2 reasons. First, it doesn't really mesh well with the theme of the deck. It's not a level 4. And more importantly, you want your Lady Oak to take a few blows. Because, I mean, if you're not triggering Lady Oak's effect, what's the point? I know you can use them on the other boxers, but usually 9 times out of 10 you don't need to. And that 10th time, you really wish you had another boxer rather than a counterpunch.
Alright.
So, moving on to spells. We got 2 Lance for that protection. It's really nice when your opponent has the bottomless and you're just like, no. 2 Kaiser Coliseum. This one won me games most of the time. Basically, Kaiser Coliseum plus Lady Oak means if you don't get MST, you don't get to play. I really see that card getting hit on a ban list in the future because it's just like Macro and Soul Rain. You don't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! When it's on the field. 2 MST. Back row hate. It wasn't the set 5 format everyone thought it was going to be, but it's still pretty back row heavy, so it's good to have that. Foolish. It's Foolish Burial. Why would you not run Foolish Burial in a deck as graveyard oriented as this one? Rhoda. My deck's all warriors. I don't. Anywho, Dark Hole is Dark Hole. Nukes your board. 2 Fiendish Chains. Effect negation plus stopping attacks can sometimes help you last a lot longer than you would otherwise, especially on a Mega Low. Solemn Warning negates monster summons. Really don't need to explain any further why that's in there. Mirror Force, because Boojins suck.
Tool.
Compulse, it's at 1 now, sad times, but it makes Big Eye cry. Torrential. Not only does it, again, crap all over Boojins, but also it gets off Lady Oak's effect, and if you have a Glassjaw already summoned, it gets off his effect. 2 Imperial Iron Wall, more Boojin hate, but more importantly, more Dragon hate. If I have this or Kaiser Coliseum against dragons, it's game. And 2 Exceeds Reflect to round it off, because I really, really, really hate it when people Big Eye my Lady Oak, and plus, I've actually used it to win games in time before.
One question. Why do you keep talking about Boojins?
Because the dude sitting in front of me plays Boojins, and I don't like the matchup.
Alright, now extra deck or side deck?
Now we're going to extra deck.
Sounds dope.
Okay, first off, obviously, 3 Lady Oak.
Gross.
He's the star of the deck. He is probably the most broken Exceeds in existence, and if he did not require Battlin Boxers, everybody would run 3 too. Next, we got King of the Feral Imps. He is also ridiculously good from a card advantage standpoint. He gets out all of your Mask Chameleons, so you can go into Synchros whenever you want. Photon Pappy. A lot of people were telling me to take this out before the regional, but I'm glad I didn't, because when your opponent has that Draco Sack token on the field, it's nice to basically get a free direct attack in. My Stroke, pretty much the exact opposite. He's a Book of Moon on legs, and if you have a Glassjaw on him and he gets destroyed, or would be destroyed, he triggers Glassjaw's effect just like Ledioke does. I got Cowboy. Don't really use the attack boost much in this deck, but 800 damage can win games. Abyss Dweller, Mermails, they're still a thing. Number 105, a lot of people told me to take this out too, but it did save my butt one game, and to be totally honest, sometimes you need that effect to get over like something really big.
What is his effect?
What he does is, if you have a Battlin Boxer that's in combat, you can detach a material. Not only can your boxer not be destroyed by battle, and your opponent takes all the battle damage from that battle, but also it negates the effects of the monster you're attacking. So say your opponent has a DD Warrior Lady, a Psyhemoth, something like that. You just swing over and don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Lobavo Chain, that $30 Hidden Arsenal card, is ridiculously good in this deck, not only as a foolish, but also if your opponent's foolish enough to let him live, you're going to get to top deck the Switch Hitter next turn, which can set up some ridiculously good plays. One Zenmains, now he's only in there because Xyz Encore is still a card, and a lot of people are citing it after the World Championships in YCS Toronto. He gets off Zenmain's effect, or he gets off Glassjaw effect. That's the only reason I need him. Catastor. Now that I have one, this is going to be changed to Armadas, but Catastor is still equally good. It's just that for this format, I think the Armadas is better because a lot of the decks that this deck has a problem with, namely Infernities and Blackwings, are dark anyways. Stardust Dragon, or as the card says, Sternenstab Drak. I make level 8 Synchros, why would I not run him? Scrap Dragon, like I said before, Scrap Yoke is absolutely broken. Get a Scrap Dragon and Ledioke on the field, blow up a card for free, trigger a Glassjaw effect, and boost your Ledioke's attack. It's stupid. Crimson Blader, MVP of the format, bar nothing else. If this card is not an ulti in the next Astral Pack, I'm going to hunt down somebody and, like, I'm going to say very unpleasant words to them.
I don't think that's all that'll happen. Alright, side deck.
That's my line. Side deck. Okay. Start off with 2 Vanity's Emptiness. Yeah, it loses to MST, but you know what? It's still such a good card. People are main decking it now, and I totally see why. I just chose to do Imperial Ironwall over it as a meta call. Double Debunk. Mermails and especially Dragon Rulers lose to this card pretty hard. Also, Boojins.
Stop that.
2
I got
breakthrough skill.
debunked 3 times at that regional.
Whose fault is that?
When I tried to cran somebody.
Whose fault is that?
It's my fault for playing Boojins.
Yes, it is. 2 breakthrough skills. It's a Valor that you can reuse on your turn. Again, one of those things, why would you not have it somewhere in your main or side?
I forgot Debunk was a card.
2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors. This deck's 2 worst matchups, other than Infernities and Firefists, are Constellars and Boojins.
What about to say? Why does this affect Infernities?
So yeah, it's ridiculously good against those decks. Basically says you don't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh this game.
No, I can still like just draw with Boojin Yamato and be like,
I mean, Boojins it doesn't hurt as much, but I mean,
it could be worse.
Constellars, it just totally shuts them down.
Continue.
2 Trap Stun, absolutely better than Royal Decree this format, especially for a trap heavy deck like this one.
God, it's good.
Basically, it's Royal Oppression for traps. You can do whatever you want, but when your opponent wants to do it, no.
I like Trap Stun the most because like you're playing Chamber and they go ham on a chain. You just
at the very end, Trap Stun. You get nothing.
Continue.
No points. 2 deck lockdowns.
You.
Again, wow. My side deck is like almost entirely Boojin hate.
Well, but, I mean, your main deck is Boojin hate too.
That is true. But it shuts down Mermails even harder. I did not. Shuts down Mermails even harder because they get their Abyss Linde off. Okay, cool. You get nothing. Congratulations.
This will get Lynn's effects off. Oh,
they can't special summon from the deck.
Alright, yeah.
And plus, this deck only has 2 Searcher cards. One of them is in the extra deck, and the other one's Rhoda. You can just Rhoda whenever it's off.
good.
One more MST. Like I said, back row is still a problem in this format. Not a huge one, but it's still a problem. And finally, double DD Warrior Lady. The main reason I included her is because I expected Evil Swarms to have a bit of a presence at the event, and they did, although not as much of one as I thought they would, so I didn't play any.
Let's say Sean top 8'd with it.
Yeah, he did. So they were there, I just didn't get to play them. And DD Warrior Lady is, in this deck, a searchable out to the safe zone Master Key Beetle combo. Because she doesn't target, she just banishes. She don't care. So, yeah.
So, couple questions.
Sure.
What do you feel like was the best meta call or choices in the deck that you did, like around tech, such as like the Xyz Reflect or the Iron Wall and stuff?
I was disappointed in the Xyz Reflect because while at locals, that card usually wins me games. I never once in all 9 games, all 9 rounds, got to use it. Best tech by far, though, was absolutely Kaiser Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that card out just won me so many games single-handedly. Honorable mention goes to Crimson Blader, too, because he shut down a lot of Mermail games, but definitely Kaiser Coliseum is the #1 card of the format for me in this deck.
Okay. Do you plan to be playing this deck much more this new upcoming format?
I'm going to keep it around. I don't know how much I'll play it because, I mean, I've been playing this deck since Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy came out. That's why I've gotten good with it.
Since I traded it to you?
Yes, since the person behind this camera traded it to me. That's why he's been salty about Boojins. And
you hate me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be running it for a while. I might even take it to another regional just to see if I can get even better. But I'm really proud of its performance. I mean, it's not meta at all, but who cares?
What do you think was your best and worst matchup at the regional?
Best matchup, absolutely Mermails. If you had asked me before the regional, I would have said Dragons, but I lost to a Dragon player, so...
Oh, okay. What were all your losses?
My 3 losses were Fire Fists, Infernities, and Dragon.
Fire Fists are actually my best matchup.
Fire Fists are actually probably my worst if they draw all their answers, which this guy drew both times. But no, Mermails, I played them 3 times, and in those 3 matches, I only lost 1 game total. It was ridiculous. 2 of the 3 guys, I completely shut down both games. They didn't even get to do anything. It's like Vanity's Emptiness, Imperial Iron Wall for their titles, which actually was effective.
Title is a very big thing in Mermails, surprisingly.
Right.
Well, man, I want to say congratulations on your top 32, and hope to see you at another one.
Yep,
This
thanks,
is
bro.
Professor, and he did a wonderful job with Boxers, guys.